Do you want to know the secret to living a happy life? Pick a city, any city, and hope it's not Bangalore. You're welcome. I just saved you a shit ton of money on therapy, which also incidentally is available in Bangalore. 10 years ago, I thought this would be my dream city. And 10 years later, I'm pretty sure I'll be making plans to escape the city like Schofield from Prison Break. I'll be tattooing around retirement plans on my body just to remind myself that dreams can one day come true and that I can wake up to the sounds of no honks or dogs or the municipality waste disposer. As I write this script, there is no electricity. Someone just spat on my bike parked outside. I haven't tasted water in days, and three people have knocked on my door asking for funding the startup idea. There are multiple ways to identify this place. You don't need a map. If your rental expense is 45% of your salary, you are in Bangalore. If your day revolves around strategically understanding the peak and low periods of traffic and keeping three different ride apps open to find the best price, you are in Bangalore. If you have contemplated quitting your job, going back to your village, and start farming on your ancestral property to improve your overall mental and financial health, you're probably in Bangalore or South Sudan. I recently found out there are worse places than here. Who would have thought? You have to understand Bangalore is not just a city, it's a meme city. You think Mumbai is congested? Watch my Rapido driver take his bike over an open drainage pipe of an apartment. You think Delhi is unsafe? Watch my Rapido driver take his bike over an open drainage pipe of an apartment. You think Chennai is unclean? Yeah, that's fine. You should be thinking that. Have you watched the movie Bangalore Days? It has two important fictional characters in it. One is Fahad Fasil and the other is Bangalore. Yeah, I've told people to watch this movie just to tell this joke. The only good thing about this city is its terminal to airport, which honestly is a clickbait for foreigners to visit. When I arrived at the Kempegowda International Airport along with a few foreigners, I thought I had boarded the wrong flight. I was about to call and tell that I would be late. I had no one to call, that's a different story, but the whole place felt like I did not belong there. I felt as if the Prince of Saudi Arabia would be here any minute and I would be shoved aside. But then, 10 kilometers away, when I saw a pothole on a footpath, that's when I was like, home sweet home. Sometimes I wish my luggage gets lost at the T2 airport or I get caught by customs just so I get to spend the night there. I do not want to spend my nights in my apartment. My apartment, it's not 3 BHK and all. It's just B, 3 walls and a door and call it home. But I got it at a bargain and paying just 15,000 per month. So who's laughing now? So when there's 24/7 centralized AC at the airport, free Wi-Fi, duty-free booze, expensive food that keeps me on a diet because I can't afford it, and far away from any guests and relatives, what more could I want? But then the luggage arrives on time and the custom guys let me walk away. Like some pathetic airport. What a shame. A bigger scam than the Terminal 2 are the architects who built this city. Let's say you want to go from point A to point B, yeah? Maths dictates that the shortest route would be a straight line. But Bangalore defies all maths. It's like, no, 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 no. That's too simple and far too straight. Let's put a couple of random houses here, then a mall right at the center, 3 half-constructed metro pillars so that you have even less space, and then how about we put a whole freaking pond and call it Hebbal or something, and then take a U-turn here and add a circle with a statue for no reason there before you reach your destination. Do you know how it feels to watch the other side of the road just 3 feet away, but you have to travel 3.5 kilometers and 45 minutes to get there? Then there's the water crisis. Not even 2 weeks into the month of April and it's bloody Mad Max down here. The movie Furiosa was released as a feature documentary. People had stopped betting on Dream 11 and started bidding on buckets of water. Meanwhile, the tanker that is supposed to bring water to our apartments is half empty by the time it reaches here because it keeps leaking the other half on the road. How tough is it to fix a broken pipe? And why are all of them broken? There is more water on the road than in our kidneys. And when there is an inch of rain, suddenly it's scenes from the Titanic. All roads are clogged, there is some random chappal floating around, one side of your earphones is definitely gone, you are wet, your shoes are wet, and so are your dreams and aspirations. For food, you have varieties here, no doubt. There is North Indian for South Indian people, South Indian for North Indian people, and Chinese for anti-nationals. North Indian food is just some combination of paneer and butter and masala, and there also happens to be a dish in that name. So, in 5 days you gain 5 kgs and now you're running around Hebbal Lake to lose fat. Ah, so that's why they built it. Meanwhile, South Indian food in Bangalore is costly in South India only. Why on earth does a dosa cost 100 rupees? There are stalls in freaking California that are selling them for half the price disguised as burritos. In Chinese, you have multiple choices. Do you want noodles or fried rice? Or fried rice or noodles? Or how about some noodles on top of some fried rice? Italian is just one maida ball served in 5 different shapes and sizes, and American is just fancy word for junk food. Also, everything's expensive. One night I went with my friends for dinner. They charged us 2k per person. That's my monthly grocery budget. And that too for what? One fancy named mocktail, which is just lemon juice mixed in ice cubes and paint. 5 pieces of Manchurian, which is already soggy and cold by the time it leaves the kitchen. One naan rolled by a road roller. 3 big spoons of biryani that's too spicy, for which they serve raita in bottle caps. And one cake that is already a piece in itself. You are eating a piece of a piece. What is this? The economic representation of the poor and the middle class? Then there's the real estate problem. People who have decided to buy a house in Bangalore are more delusional than I am, and that's saying something. Just ask my million subscribers. Here is how the real estate pricing works in Bangalore, okay? The first 20% is the actual price of the land, the demand for the land, square feet area, the amenities available, the nearby facilities, etc. etc. The rest 80% is based on which private sector your job is in. Do you work in IT? The price is automatically set at a 50% premium. And if it's a foreign company, it's at a 75% premium. If you're working in finance and the seller even gets to smell that you're working in IB, 100% premium. All those valuation techniques you learn in IB only to pay 1.5 crores for a space that barely fits you and your dog. When my relatives came to Bangalore, they begged me to take them around the city. First, I think of taking them to a lake, but that's either dried up or covered in swamp depending on the time of the year, and they don't want to lose weight, so that's no good either. Then I think of taking them to Nandi Hills, but there's the traffic, so theoretically I could kill my relatives, serve 5 years of jail time, and still make it back home quicker. So the only option left are malls. Just to put it out there, all malls are the same. A mall in Pune is no different than a mall in Bangalore. Okay, Manju's mom? Secondly, when all you're going to do is walk around, consume the AC, waste all salespeople's time by pretending to be interested in the product, eat one scoop of ice cream for 3 times the price, why not just sit at home, shop on Amazon, and order on Zomato instead? Anyway, if you still want to come to Bangalore, just let me know in advance. I will need some time to come up with an excuse to not meet. So, to conclude, the best way to enjoy Bangalore is by staying far away from it. That way, you can at least be happy imagining that it is great. Farewell.